Hey, good morning. How we doing?
All right.
Good. I'm in a short already.
You're in a short already?
Yeah. Big surprise. I'm just trailing this guy down at 919.
On NQ?
Uh huh. Yeah. So
What made you take that before open?
it was prime. Double top, pimped out, right? I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. So, yeah, it was right at that 707. So I was able to run like a 15-point stop. And this little double top. I was like, okay, we'll see. This one will probably get stopped, this runner, but yep, out. There you go. Figured. So, anyway, little scalp. Scalp, scalp. Give this some time here. Looks like ES is selling off a little bit more than NQ here. How was your weekend? Morning, James. And we're going right back down.
Yeah, really fighting here. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there it goes. It's right to the 200. I kind of expected a pretty violent open here.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised you got in pre-market.
It was just super tight stop. I was like, oh, this looks good. So I think that account, we're already up a few hundred on it today, just from a couple micros. So I will take that. Let's see here. Only a 50-point open. That's not too bad. ES though is still selling off a bit more than in Q. Let this guy just shake out. We're catching again here.
Yeah, I'm trying to long here, but just on eval.
I realize I have like 20 some evals I'm going to have to start smoking through. So maybe we'll have an eval day one of these days or something.
I missed my shroom.
I was like right to halfway back there. And if we break 30 on ES, we could see 25. Seeing Q still going down here. ES hasn't had this big of a move yet, so I mean, really, if we give up this 25 area, I'm sorry, ES. I think I said NQ.
On the VWAP. I'm out of that. I shouldn't trim way earlier.
You took the short again?
Yeah, I was in really small size because I only needed to make like another $300, and that's kind of why I didn't trim it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I want to see how we react here at 25 on ES. I'm going to flip back over to MES here. As fun as NQ is being right now. But it's our prior high. Lots of support sitting right there. If we break that, there's downside. NQ continuing to
Yeah,
sell
it's
off.
come down to Friday's high, I think.
Mm-hmm. Here's this 25. Want to see if we can eat through it. This is where we could catch. There's a lot of room down if we break this. London lows right here. Our prior high. So could bounce here at 25 area. That's that first deviation on NQ. I want to say this account's already up 200 on the day. Just that with those little shorts like that. It's a nice little buffer today. VIX is flat.
I kind of like a long here.
We're holding that 25 on ES. So, you know, I want to see how we react at 33 at the bottom of OR. That's going to be our halfway back on that fib draw. Let's see how NQ reacts at this 885 area and then at the 29,900 area.
What time is news at 10?
Let me double check here. Yes. Yes, we got news in 20. Just clicking right here, getting my trade sinker set up for the week. We should have done that yesterday. I'll run evals on that today.
Contract is 860. was pretty nice. Did you trade at all?
No. Nope. No, did you?
A really nice short continuation.
Yeah, no, I didn't trade it at all. I know James did. He kept getting it. So right to the bottom of that OR with that over here on MES. Again, really got to break through that 25 area.
Let's go for 80.
There we go. There's your 80 on NQ.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I want to see how it reacts at 200 or I'm sorry, at 900 if we get there. But
I got like 40 points there.
nice. Here's our bottom of OR, halfway back. Let's see if we
runners, but I gotta get out of this now.
Yeah. See if this punches through and we go from our lower deviations to that first top one.
Alright. Oh, I had an extra order there. Damn. Alright, let's see. Yeah, perfect.
There she goes. Breaking that short fib on NQ. Back into the OR. Okay, kind of looking to see if we can get up to the... Man, 30,000 would be that deviation right there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what happened at the Open, is that everyone's expecting 30,000. So then
they have been pushing that down.
I mean, there's always... The last week we've had this, like, weird divergence at Open. With, like, NQ rocketing up and ES selling off.
There we go. 925. So testing top of OR here. Let's see. Got some resistance here on ES on that side. punch through that resistance on ES. See if we can see 30,000 here. I'm going to hold off here. We got news in 15. There's ES pushing through. $9.50 on NQ. Here we go. Let's see here. 20 more points. I think we're going to see it. They're going to at least tag it. I'm going to flip over and watch Bookmap on NQ. Yeah, there's a huge. See if we can punch through this thing. That'd be pretty sweet. Points away again. That's kind of where we've been hitting our heads. 10-15 points away from that 30K. I just want to see it hit it. That's all. Might get a retest down to this 50 area here and then see if there's enough to punch through. It's trying. $85 again. If we break back through 50, there's room down. That's a problem here. Let's go ahead and do a long draw here and see what this would take if this kind of hits its head here. So 236 is 950. Halfway back is 900. VIX is sitting right at its overnight support here. If that can break, that should push us.
Yeah, it's kind of leveling off, but it could just be coming back to the EMA and then go for 30K.
Yeah, we'll see here.
Wow, it's pretty deep.
900s are halfway back.
Yeah, we got point of control at 922, 923.
So there's our top of OR test and catch. Let's see if that gives us anything here, if that's a pullback for another move down. A little support here on ES. Next stop down would be that 725 again. And if we break through 35, we'll see 725 again, most likely here. But that is a nice pullback there to fib on that. And it has to be, if we break it, that's a perfect 50 pullback on ES here. Just being patient with NQ. I don't really want to see that 30. A little foot pullback right there on a short draw that could lead us into the golden pocket of the long draw. Could. I'm not taking it, that's for sure. I've got evals in this short, honestly. Once we broke that on ES, we broke that 35. And over here on this fib pullback on NQ. But not enough to jump on it with fundeds here. Looking pretty neutral over on Bookmap right now. We're above that POC on NQ. Just struggling to have follow through on that 30K. Got news in 4 minutes. All right, let's see if this is our push. Yeah, we're just hitting our head on this little wall here. Once we punch through it, though, it's really not that much above us, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little squeeze it. We're either going to tap it and just crash back down, or we're going to squeeze right through it and see a pretty big rip, I imagine. Sitting in that OR on ES. Oh, PRC just shifted up on NQ up here now. Again, might see a little retest down to that 55. Alright, here we go. Taking that first deviation. 10 more points. That's got it.
I'll be back in a little bit.
All right. See you soon, Chris. 93 has been where we've hit our head at now. It's just hard. There's really not much we can take right now. We've got news in a couple minutes. This is sitting right at this level where we're either going to squeeze right through or just get smacked down. Some buyers stepping in right there. Looks like we're about to hit it. So close. So close. Oh, there it is. Boom. There it is. All right. That's that fib target at 24. Sweet. 30K NQ. Our news is sitting here pending. So forecast was on consumer confidence, 91.9, came in at 93.1. All right, so look and see if we continue to squeeze up past this fib target. We did hit that fib target there. Just kind of sitting at the top of our range on ES right now. If we break back below 96, 97 area, we could be potentially looking for a short. Problem is, we're just fibbing up here. So I'm actually going to draw this draw up to the top here now. We'll see. Let's see, halfway back is about that 924. Nothing crazy on Bookmap right now. A little bit of resistance up at this 320 area, kind of that all-time high. If we break through 70 here, that's where we could be looking for a short potentially on NQ. Let's see if we break through this 70 here. There's our POC test at 80. A little bit of a wall on ES here at 45. If that punches through, we may see 55 up here on ES. See you, James. Thank you. There's that test of 45 on ES. See if she can keep pushing through. Could see another 10 points pretty quick. Fix right at the bottom of its range here. Hanging out a little below that 30K here on NQ. Little wall again at 97 on NQ. We punch through that. There it goes. And we could see 20. So let's just see if we want to keep going here today. You know, for the longs, I'd like to see a little bit more of a proper fib pullback. Maybe even down to this 940, 950 area. So yeah, that reaction, we do have some support here at 967. ES is at the current moment looking stronger than NQ. I know NQ is at the all-time highs, but ES does have, it's not as extended as NQ, I will say. So if we want to see the overnight highs and stuff on ES, there's still quite a bit of room. So let's see if this is this fib pullback on NQ. Again, we're testing that point of control right there. The 21 EMA, just on the 1 minute here. I turn this guy over here in like a 2 minute. So yeah, it's a 9 on the 2. So just holding. ES making new highs right now. At 30K again. Nice strong candle right there. So we're really not wanting to give up this point of control, which is good for strength. Problem is we're just in this, to me, in this range between this 20 and this 980. So we're in like a 40-point range right here. Got resistance right above us. We could squeeze. I don't want to stab at a short just yet. ES still has another 8-9 points it can go before we kind of start hitting resistance here. This 55 area. You know, and even on the overnight, if we draw this fib up, if we wanted to look even for the next move down, that 55 area is going to take us right to that 618 area on fib draw. So just got to be patient here. We've got this support at 980 on NQ. That's also the sessions point of control. So, you know, if it gave that up, that's where I would say, okay, we could look for a short here. I wouldn't be opposed. Really, if we gave up that 80-ish area, I'd almost do like a stop. Sell stop at 75 area. Problem is it's towards the bottom of that range, but we could catch 30-40 points if that did decide to break. got some resistance coming in here at this 315 area. Yeah, we could take this with like a 15-point stop, honestly. 1520. I'm gonna try it. Just looking at Bookmap. So make sure we're on. Yeah, we're good here. So so I'm gonna take this first one off at. We're gonna take it at that POC at 80, and then we'll trail. If we break 80, we should see 67. Run this guy here. I'm just looking at how Bookmap is right here. We should be able to run this guy a little tighter here too. If it pull back on that would be to 925 area. Yeah, I like this at 37. So we're going to do 40 here. I'll run a 40-point stop on this guy. Just looking at Bookmap. Got that resistance at 35. See if that holds it. Otherwise, it'll be no dice. Not as big of a reaction on ES over here. Had that third one in with the same stop. We'll take one off at that initial cost basis. If we break 30,000 again, that's where we could see all the way down to 955 pretty quick. But we'll take that first one off at 87, get a little bit better cost basis than the next one at 72, and then have a runner our cost basis right now is at this 30,005. Break that 30,000, it should down to 980 and 955. So we'll see. ES is looking like it's starting to curl. So let's see if we get the same kind of follow through with NQ here. Again, really got to break back through that 30,000. Otherwise, right now if we pump through 35, we could see this rip right to 50 pretty quick. So we got our POC up here on ES also. And this may be tagged. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, tagged. All right, let's clear out these orders here. Waiting here. Hopefully didn't get top ticked out on that guy. Alright, there's our push up to 50. See if this guy keeps wanting to push. Next stop is all the way up to 100 if that pushes through 50, which is awesome. Let's take a look. Bookmap's leveling off a little bit more on ES. We'll have our first hour levels here in just a little bit. There's right to 60. I want to see how this reacts at this the 75, 55 on ES. drag back in here. Right about a 25-point stop. If we can break this 330, see, this could just be a little pullback, but if we can break this 330 area, which could be pretty good. If not, we will wait for the next couple levels up and deviations up here. We're right at that kind of point on ES also where we're hitting our head. At least on Bookmap, unless this thing punches through. I like the way ES is looking here, especially if we can break below this 45 again. Let's see. Instant no. All right. We're just going to hold off here then. We'll let this thing shake out. We may be going right up to this 30,100 next. So we'll just wait here. It's going to be that, not quite to that third deviation up. We have sellers stepping in, it looks good, and then it gets just absorbed right away. Is what we're having happen here. So. hate being like this. It looks good. If we break 57, I'm not going to take it again because we very well could go right up to this 30,100. We'll wait, see what happens if we get up to that 30,100. There's 85, 80. Yeah, VIX just moving sideways in its range. Alright, so let's see. What is that fib target? Second deviation. I want to see how this reacts here at this 45 on MES. If we're going to catch. And on that point of control. Are catching just a little bit here. We caught on that point of control again on ES. First hour levels here. Let's see where those are coming up at. So we are at initial premium right now. Upside target 1 is right at that 30,100. Again, I'd kind of like to see that get hit. We've got a little bit of resistance stepping in here. Looks like some selling pressure coming in. So we may see all the way down to 40 here, 30,040. nothing strong enough to jump back in. I'd say a short. I mean, I really want to see if we can get to this 30,100. Our first hour fair value, we've got that sitting right at 980. So I'm just kind of waiting to see 30,100. If we break through this 62 area, that could be a nice short though. And it's holding. Also that 45 on ES. More resistance here at 85. We just are having a struggle to break that 62 area. Break through that deviation. That's what really leads me to believe that we'll see this 30,100. Let's see what happens if we can hit this 100 area again. Just moving sideways on ES. All right, there's our 100. See what happens if we can get up to 115. That'll be the next little point of potential resistance. That's our 55 on yes also. I'm going to take this with the 20-point stop. If we break through that 15, that's, I run actually about a 25-point stop here. So wall on ES and NQ there. Da, da, da. So our upside target 2 on ES. So again, looking for that rejection at this 20 area. If this pops through 120, we may see like 150, but looking for this to come back down, retest. We got to break through the 100 area, and then it'll be down to 90. So just being patient with this guy here. We'll see. Hit that wall on ES. I like that. Maybe switching back to ES after today. This is the first day back on NQ in like 2 weeks, and I'm not loving it, honestly. ES is definitely more, it's clearer to see. I'll say that. So. For sure, Mike. For sure. And I will say it's more granular and easier to see on ES. And so So want to see this break through 100 here. We just tested it. Break through the 100. We'll see 90, so on. On ES, we're looking for a break of 45. That would be absolutely beautiful. About a 300 point move on NQ so far today from the low, from that first deviation. Just kind of waiting here. See if we can break this 100. There's that test. Got to break through 90 here, or it'll be. Well, bought right up. Halfway back of this move would be retesting our fair value, first hour fair value. That would be a nice target if we can start breaking through. Gotta break through that 30,090 though.
Did you get some longs before?
No. Surprise. No, I didn't. Just been waiting for this. Was waiting for this 3100 to hit, and we hit that, ate right through it. Then we've got this little wall at 3120 that it lines up with a few things, and with ES, it lines up with that 65 in that continuation of the short draw, and we're coming into profit taking. I mean, this could just keep ripping, but that profit taking could take us down to that halfway back, which would be at 972, which would be about 100 points, which would be pretty nice. Catch a runner on that. So we are right in that 707 and that between the 618 and 707 on the short draw on yes, with a lot of resistance just sitting right there at that 55 to 57 area. And so no, I'm taking one more stab at it. I mean, if this goes against me, I'll probably be done for the day, honestly.
So what, you took a couple shorts?
Yeah, yep, took a couple shorts, gave back most of my gains. So yes, sir. That's what I did. So
I mean, I'm surprised we went up another 100 points since I stopped kind of looking at it.
I am too. I'm actually going to take one off here. I'll be a little defensive with this guy. Let's see. If we break 70, it should be good. Let me draw that line here. I'm going to say 65 and we'll be good. So if we break that line right there. Here's ES. So ES has got to break this 50 again. Let me pull that guy up on Bookmap, make sure nothing's changed. 47 to 45 on ES. So let me draw that up. So back into the Asia high there, and then 45 is the support right there on ES. So those two lines right there.
When I stepped away from the PC, it looked like VIX was coming up. So
yeah, and that's.
But VIX has been such a bad indicator lately. Like it hasn't really correlated or inverse correlated to the market.
Not like it used to, and so for me that's made it trickier. And I haven't traded NQ for a couple weeks, and I'm probably after today switching back to ES. I do a lot better on ES lately. So I was like, well, I just liked NQ because it was like, oh, it's at 30,000 today. Like, we'll probably get there. That worked. That long off that first deviation would have been perfect. So
yeah, that little pullback to sweep. Well, it didn't really sweep pre-market lows, but like it swept that level and then just rocketed up.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really been looking at VIX because it's just every time I try to use that, like then I'm looking for shorts because I'm seeing green bars on the VIX, and then the market's just ripping up.
I'm taking one off here. Lots of buyers just stepped in off of that point of control. So I've got one runner here. I'm gonna leave that with like a 30-point stop. We just caught on ES also. So I'm leaving this with the stop. Few reasons. That is still where our resistance is on NQ, but I want to give this enough room for like a pullback. I mean, and then a little sweep of today's high. If that happens, that's our 10 points. So okay with that. If this decides to give up the 65 area right here, that's where we could see this come all the way down to 970, and or even retest 30,000 would be more likely. But 970 is our first hour fair value. It's our halfway back on this whole move. That would make sense. And so if we can hold that all the way through that would be beautiful. But if this stops us now, I guess this trade is technically in profit a little bit, but still not where I'd like to be on the day, that's for sure. ES was cleaner, so I think we'll be switching back to that. So all good. It's one day. So
I mean, NQ is clean if you're looking for longs, like 5 minutes after the open.
it was. Sadly, I wasn't.
I think tomorrow will be better. It's always tricky, like after a holiday with the gap fill and everything.
Yeah, give us gap fill today. It ain't happening. I mean, I guess never say never, but yeah, I doubt it. Be right back. I'm gonna grab some water. All right. Should do that again. Made it go down. There we go. So there's 20 points. Let's see if we can. Really got to see this break the 60 area. We got some more support right at 70 here, so just kind of watching this guy. Over here in ES, this is looking good. Got to break that 48. All right, so here's that 65. This is where we could trail this guy down a little bit. So just risking a few points here. All right, so next stop I want to see this break is 50. We got this target here at this 25 area. So we got to see this break 45 over on ES is the next kind of move. Kind of catching here again at 47. So breakthrough 45. We should see 40 on ES. Over here on NQ, you know, if we can break this 60, 65 area, it's looking more like the 62 now. If we can break 62, go for 25 next. Now it's break 60. Right at that point of control. That was that little fib target. So came down, did a halfway back. That's our fib target. So if we extend this out now, next target should take us down to 50 or so. Break that level, which is what we're looking for. There it goes on ES. So just got to see some follow through on NQ here. So see if that's just a little look below on ES. Again, got to hit this 45. It's coming down to our weekly anchored first hour fair value high. I'm gonna drag this guy slightly into profit here, trailing every 20-30 points, something like that. We're testing that. Let's see if this can push through. Got to break through 45 here and break through this. At this point, it's 50 on NQ. That's the next one to get absorbed. Catching here. Drag this guy down to 85. We're not going to give it all back if this decides to catch. Test to that point of control. Go. Let's see if we can punch through that on ES here. Gotta break through this 52. That's what we just tested again here. 55, 52, 50, 45, and then all the way to 35 is the, so now 35 is our resistance here. It's not 25 anymore. Just little levels to click through here. So we gotta see this break 45 on ES, 50 on NQ. Trailing my buy stop down just a little bit here. Still looks good to just start clicking through levels if we can do that, especially over on the ES side. I know we're not trading ES right now, but lots and lots of sellers sitting on ES. If we break back through 49 here, I'm gonna make this a big fat line. We may see continuation up. There is our 50 test on NQ. Flip this guy over. So we can drag this down a little bit more. Again, I'd like to see a test of see, 35, and then it goes to 20. Let's see if we can get. I'd like to see a retest of 30, but I might be being optimistic here. Break through this 35. It's 35, 30, then 20. I'm going to drag this guy down here a bit to 55, 54. Coming towards that halfway on, there we go, on ES. We're at the halfway back on ES now. This is where I'm a little cautious of a bounce. Okay, we're out. It's exactly the halfway back on ES. This one, evals. Again, I'd really like to see this 320 here, but even this TP1 down to 307. Just watch. I mean, I'm not gonna jump back in on this one yet. That wall is now at 25 and then 20 on in Q. Yes, we got to break through this 40. We should see 35. Yeah, VIX is breaking the low here. Yep, there it goes. It's pushing through. So this could drive us back up. Seeing how this reacts here. At 25. Catching here at 25. See if we can break through here. If we see that, should see 20 pretty quick. looking to see if we can see retest of this 30,000. 973 would be all the way down to our halfway back. All right, there's 30. Nice big wall at 30,000 here. I've got this guy running on eval. I'm gonna trail it here. Actually, I'm just gonna take. That's fine. That was 100 points. Good enough. I think with that little move, I think I'm going to be done for the day. That made up for some of those paper cuts there. We got VIX breaking lows. This came all the way down to that first deviation up. Definitely could catch here. Retested that 30,000. So this could come back up here. I know I'm a little bear right now, and we're fighting all-time highs. So little bit green today, nothing crazy, so I'm gonna take it. I think, and not I think, we will be switching back to MES for the rest of the week. I like MES a lot better, especially when we're this volatile. So we will be switching back to MES. It's a lot clearer. We can do wider stops. We're not getting 100-point moves, but we are getting moves like this. So, you know, we see this came right down. It came right to that halfway back and bounced. Came right to golden pocket first hour for value over here on ES. ES also came right to a short draw. So the thing I like about ES right now, things like this, right? So we're not pushing all-time highs and taking people out and all-time highs. We've already seen it, you know, and you know we had our retrace down to this halfway back, and this could continue down type deal. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Even so, and this is how I like to play it, this is our fib for the halfway back. Even if we're going to keep going up, that's a nice point to come back down to catch the next leg up here. So, you know, we caught on this bigger time frame short draw, we caught a smaller time frame long draw. And so, you know, that could be what invalidates the short draw. So I like that. We'll be switching back to MES for sure. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today and jumping on. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and have a good one. Talk later.